That's fine.
All right, so here we go. We've got Aki playing as the Apothecary today. This is again game 2 of. Yeah, I know. I love Apothecary play. I know it's getting a lot of talk these days, but again, this is game 2 in a best of 3 right now. We're kind of jumping in the middle of this match here, and then we've got Plague Champion being commanded by Mr. Belak today. Again, I don't know anything about Belak. I don't know if you do, but I have.
Unfortunately, I know nothing about him either.
All right. He is the unknown quantity. Game 1 went to Aki here, though. So this, if Aki wins again, this could be his victory here, moving on to the next round. So this is the round of 64 right now, by the way.
Yep. So yeah. So apparently, like as you mentioned, Aki is up 1-0, and but I was yaying about. I'm not the biggest fan of Apothecaries, but I am a big fan of Aki playing Apothecary. We've seen Aki go ahead and try to play like Lictor Alpha, Tyranids, Warp Spider, Exarch, all kinds of different things lately that I guess he feels, or other players feel, more competitively competitive. And what it just comes down to is every time I see Aki play Apothecary, he just plays better flat out, and it's always just a better game to watch. So that's why I'm happy to see him go ahead and play his main.
I'm happy that you're happy.
Yay!
No. Okay, so right away we see a nice little fire going back and forth here between the Space Marines on both sides of the evil and good equation here. However, Aki, of course, healing his tax back up to full, giving a nice little advantage there. He had some pretty good cover there, but now you can see he's taken a little bit of a beating standing out in the open with that Plague Champion and those Chaos Space Marines there in the middle. We saw a little bit of a skirmish earlier, too, between the Scouts and the Chaos Heretics not hesitating at all to Doom Blast and suppress, and those Scouts were sent scampering home.
Yeah, now we do have Scouts going up top, but again, Chaos Heretics are going to go ahead and force.
Yeah, he went with the double Heretics opening, too. Which, with the Plague Marine, you know, you could see a little bit of touch of Nurgle and that sort of thing going on.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we've got 2 heroes here that have capabilities to heal in some capacity or another, so this is going to be interesting. We are seeing the Tactical Space Marines here. We're going to rely on a heal from this Apothecary. They're going to get it.
Boom!
It'll be really interesting to see if the Plague Champion goes for Breath of Nurgle. Then we can see tons of healing. It would be healing the game.
Nurgle-tastic. I love, by the way, just from a casting point of view, I like the fact that the Nurgle player is all green. It just makes things a little bit easier.
That's actually quite. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Excellent.
He's all like gooey and green looking and sticky. You know, it's like, oh, okay, that just fits in my mind. And no problem at all with black and white Apothecaries either. That's all good. Anyhow, I don't know why I pay attention to stupid details a lot. So we've got, looks like it's going to go 1-2 right now, but the Scouts right now are just trying to cap that top victory point. You can see the Chaos Heretics very confidently approaching, but they're getting quite low, being focused by those Tactical Marines and by the Apothecary.
But they haven't taken losses yet, so they are going to be able to continue to just kind of push there and force things off. And again, successfully. Good job here by Belak. And knowing how far he can push his forces until they're actually in danger, recognizing there was no actual danger for them there, it allowed him to get his other heretics on top of the Tactical Space Marines, which were trying to go ahead and whittle down those the other heretics, which were pushing up. So now we do see that Aki has his Assault Space Marine squad coming out now, and a Havoc is coming out for Belak. I actually was kind of thinking for a minute that he might have gone for Noise Marines because of where his resources were, but somehow he spent, I think, 100 requisition on like. He spent some power and some requisition elsewhere, so I got to go ahead and figure out where he spent that.
He could have gotten Eternal War. No, I don't see Eternal War up.
Yeah, same. So I'm not quite sure what happened to some of the power that he had and some of the requisition, because it's a little much for Havocs. But ooh, now these heretics are too low. Oh, okay, that's what goes down.
That's not good at all. Heretics going down, a nice fat heal on the assault squad, and they are good to go for another round. Jumping on top of these Havocs, knocking them this way and that. Unfortunately, now Belak has gone from being fairly confident to being really scattered all over the battlefield right now.
Yeah, now he's making a good move going for the civilian structure here, this building.
Yes.
That will allow him to deal with the Assault Space Marines pretty effectively, but again, though, that will give map control back to Aki, and Aki is actually going to grabbing the Devastator Marine squad, because this is pretty nice, having recognized that he is isolated and removed one of these heretic squads. What this is going to allow for now is that Belak is going to have to choose between converting his existing heretic to either a grenade launcher or an aspiring champion. Aspiring champion would be much better for helping to deal with these assault Space Marines, right? But it won't be able to deal very effectively with the Devastator. So he'll have to figure that out. And oh, that's okay. That's what we see and go down here is Mucus Discharge, aka Breath of Nurgle. So that's what that was. We also see Eternal War is coming down eventually as well. As Havoc being put to good use, he's going to have to watch out. It's going to get jumped on again. But anyway, had that Heretic squad survived, you would have been able to have one Aspiring Champion Heretic and one Grenade Launcher Heretic to go ahead and help deal with the Devastator. That's my point.
Yep. Yeah, man. Oh, boy, those Havocs are just getting beaten up like you were saying. And good-looking positioning here. Really aggressive play by Aki. Aki now looks like he's making a beeline right for this generator farm, knowing that he's kind of got Belak on the ropes a little bit here. I like the fact that his... Oh, yeah.
Sorry, he does need to hit this generator farm right now because you see Belak is at 100 power. A little less than that now because he's got to reinforce those Havocs. But he's near 100 power, while Aki is just over 55. This is very dangerous for Aki because this is going to allow Belak to fast step to tier 2 and to get that Blood Crusher out. That Blood Crusher comes out, all bets are off right now. That will allow Belak to push back out on the map, retake the map control that he is allowed to slide because of Aki's superior tier 1 performance right now. Aki cannot allow that to stand. He has to bash these generators. He cannot allow that Blood Crusher to come out too soon.
Yeah, he's definitely, oh god, he is really pushing Belak heavily back into his base. I love the Flamer upgrade on the Tactical Marines. When we see them kind of dual purpose, gen bashing and wrecking those Chaos Heretics whenever they come out. What I was going to point out is that this whole time the Scout Squad has been multitasking very well and just capping the entire center.
And we do see actually Grenade Launcher Heretics are coming out because Belak is going to have to go ahead and deal with that Devastator in a building. So basically, Aki here, through a little bit of gem bashing, through a little bit of investment, and through some just excellent pushing here to force his opponent to spend a little more power than he would like to otherwise, has basically pulled the power game just about even. Look at the power right now. They're going to cross so that Aki is actually going to be ahead and tech to tier 2 before Belak will. But if you looked earlier, there was no chance in the world that Aki was anywhere near being able to do that. And in fact, Belak is actually grabbing another Heretic squad. This is honestly a little late because he's been building up Requisition for a while now. I felt like he should have done something with that earlier. So, nonetheless, we've seen, again, Aki is going to be like a quarter of the way to tier 2 before Belak even has a chance to hit the button. So he's got a chance to hit it right now. He's got to hit it. But he's building that Heretic squad. So again, he needed to do that earlier. And now he's going a little late to possibly go to tier 2 here. He's really got to get this off. He's got to hit the button. Come on, Belak. We know you can do it,
he's gonna miss it. I think he's watching all the stuff in the center right now because he's got his first moment to catch. He's probably his head is in the game right now, and he's just like focusing on the micro in the middle of the map or something like that. But that's unfortunate. And he is and he's got a lot of requisition piled up too, so he could be rebuilding generators and stuff like that. But oh well.
We just see that we've got the level 2 is finally going down from here, but we've got scouts following. These Heretics are gonna spike the retreat path a little to the right.
Boom! Oh, close.
But I believe it's pretty safe to say here that Aki's got pretty nice control over this map, so he should have he's got clear dominance right now. He's got Sergeant upgrades queued for the Assault Squad here. His Apothecary actually has no upgrades at all, no war gear at all. A little interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. There's usually a couple of good ones out there. Double generator is now going back up, so now that he is scared off the Space Marine presence, I think Belak is spending all of that extra resources back on the generators there too. But a ton of damage inflicted by Aki all throughout this early part of the game here.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what both players go for here in tier 2. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Assault Space Marines jumping right in on those Havocs, and that allows the Devastator to kind of win this suppression war very effectively. A very nice merciless strike as well to follow up, and just nothing in Belak's force here has any chance to really do anything here. The Plague Champion falls trying to stand up to it. Havocs are trying to hold everything off, but the Apothecary are doing a great job of getting heals out. And we do have a Blood Crusher coming out, but again, at this point, Aki is again bashing generators.
This is going to go down so quick with those Tactical Marines are so upgraded. We've got generators, and the whole power node is going to go down. This is all very bad right now for Belak. He is cornered. The Blood Crusher, though, like you said, you know, it could be something. But since he's already tier 2, Aki's going to be able to get the proper response to that without problem.
You know, this generator bash is really going to hurt. You know, I know that Chaos does not have the most in the way of tier 2 power requirements, So, you know, a lot of times Chaos players will not rebuild their generators once they are in Tier 2 and stuff like this. But we see he's, you know, just getting the Blood Crusher out and relatively low on power. He doesn't have enough floating right now to just kind of sustain him for a while, as we see a lot of Chaos players kind of, you know, maybe would at sometimes around here.
By the way,
So,
sometime moments after we were pointing out the Apothecary, he went ahead and bought stim packs and the improved medical equipment.
So he has, he's preparing for Tier 2 pretty well there. And let's see, is Aki going to catch this Blood Crusher? He's not upgrading the Devastator squad yet. We are not seeing the Melt-A-Bomb upgrade go down on the Assault squad yet, Thunder and Lightning. So
Nice looking flank there by that Blood Crusher. That's a good first impression, but definitely Aki is going to be able to address that problem as soon as he finishes retreating. If he ever gets away, he should be fine though. But that Blood Crusher, nice little back flank there. Let's take a look around. Yes, we see Melt-A-Bombs going up right now on the Assault squad.
Yep, there's Thunder and Lightning. So that combined with a Last Cannon Devastator squad will allow him to go ahead and deal with this. No problem at all. So actually kind of interesting. He's reinforcing before getting the Last Cannon, which again I find a little interesting. I probably would have liked to have seen just getting the Last Cannon first if he's going to do that. If he doesn't do that, then it doesn't really matter.
He's just kind of bluffing away here. He's got the
Here we go.
Melt-A-Bomb
He's going to go for advanced targeting. That's why. All right.
Gotcha.
And we have a little bit of a setup bug here. The 180-degree setup bug.
Yeah, I saw that twice already with him.
Yeah, tell your setup team to set up one way. They set up 180 degrees in the opposite direction.
We got the scouts up top, by the way. It's the second time just kind of randomly, while we've been focusing on stuff in the middle, the scouts have completely decimated those heretics, sent them running home, a little bit of grenade spiking on the retreat path and that sort of thing.
That is
the game counts down, of course, because it's been a double or triple cap this entire time. I always feel like such a noob when I'm like busy focusing on the details, and it's like, oh, of course, he wins the game. So anyhow, congrats to Aki, which means he's going to be moving on to the round of 32, because that was the second game in a best of 3.